everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the AGT podcast. This week we are joined with a special guest, AlphaWolves, Adamo Gaming's brand ambassador. Hi, Alpha.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Oh, amazing. So, obviously you're new to the Adamo Gaming scene and you're going to be working alongside us. And we thought we'd get you in on this week's podcast and try and get to know you a bit better in terms of just what you like to do, what games you like to play, and obviously the biggest question, what's your worst gaming take? But we'll get to that down the line.
Okay.
So tell us a little bit about yourself in terms of what you do now and kind of, what you do on the daily basis and kind of how we came across you and how you'll be representing and working alongside Adamo Gaming.
That started out as a nice, easy question and then went really lengthy. Right.
Yeah. Day
to day, I do work, which is funny because every single one of my viewers on TikTok feels like I do not work. But I do work full time, Monday to Friday, 10 till 6. Amazing. Customer services for a pharmaceutical logistics company. That sounds as fun as it sounds.
Yeah.
It
sounds very businessy.
Yes, I'm very professional during the daytime for anyone that doesn't believe that.
And then he hops on TikTok.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I do my day job Monday to Friday. At the moment, I stream on Twitch nightly, and I stream on TikTok nightly for any time that I am at home. I have a relatively new relationship. We're at 2 months now, 2 months strong.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm doing well. It's a long time for me.
He's killing it.
And whenever I'm at hers, we try to just have our time because obviously we both work during the week. Mm-hmm. It's nice to spend time with the person that you care about. When I'm at home, Monday to Thursday and Sunday nights are pure work time. Content, streaming, interacting with viewers, interacting with communities. Basically, that's it, really. As for Adamo, I was contacted because I have a slightly positive image on TikTok, I'd like to say. My aim is to make people smile and laugh and to bring positivity to people that can be self-conscious or struggling in life or things like that. So that's my aim.
I'd like to say you do a very good job at that through looking for your TikTok and your followers clearly believe so. I see a lot of love for you in the comments and stuff, and just you clearly are someone trying to bring good vibes and need more of that, I think, especially within social media and the way it is. So you've definitely succeeded in what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, not that I'd like to speak about the word of which should be not named, but obviously the past year and a half has been very difficult for the world in general. Mm-hmm. So there's multiple reasons behind why I've stepped my game up this year. The main one is there's people that can't even see their friends, they can't even see their family, they're afraid of going out. And I want to be able to give them an out in their own home, somewhere they can feel comfortable, somewhere they can enjoy content or maybe come out and game or be part of a community of people that are of similar interests and will care about them just as much as anyone would in real life. Sometimes probably more so because real life is very restricted. Whereas if you like, say, Pokemon, you can go online and find Pokemon forums.
Exactly.
So it's a good way to find people. But yeah, that's the main deal. The positivity kind of worked with the vibe, and obviously gaming is big for me from when I was a young age. It was kind of my out. If I was ever struggling in life, I used to do whatever, play games, play Pokemon.
Nice and relatable that.
Yeah.
We can discuss Pokemon down the line.
Oh, you like
definitely.
Pokemon as well?
Of course
no, it's going to turn into a Pokemon podcast. Oh no.
It will.
But
amazing.
Yeah, no, so basically I just feel like I had a kind of vibe that Adamo was trying to build publicly and marketing wise. And not only that, I mean, from the short time since I've been contacted and I've seen the community grow, the staff is amazing, the community is amazing. We've already made money with charity, which I was so lucky to have been a small part of. I just love what we're doing. I'm glad I was contacted. Yeah,
it's fun. I think we are. That's a big deal, making a community that everyone can be part of and included in. And I know, obviously, I think we saw, obviously, as a company that you were a big part of that as well, and that's kind of your goal. It's just all about inclusivity within gaming. There's too many snobs within the world of gaming, I think, that try and restrict other people.
You're not wrong.
No. I think what you're doing is just great vibes, and I love it. And I think everyone should obviously go check you out. So if you want to plug your socials right now, I'll obviously put them in the YouTube description as well, but go for it.
Plug my socials. Just search AlphaWolves.
It's true, yeah, it comes up.
Alpha.Wolves on TikTok, AlphaWolves TT anywhere else, mainly because AlphaWolves TikTok. I don't want to change Alpha.Wolves on TikTok because I've had that since I was about 10k followers, so I'm not changing.
The TT's TikTok. Oh my god, yeah, amazing.
Yeah, people don't realise that. They're like, what is the TT for? I was like, it's just TikTok.
Yeah, that's genius. Yeah, I would never have guessed, but obviously it is. Yeah, amazing. So, probably one of the hardest questions that I don't know if you're prepared for.
Ooh.
What game got you into gaming? I know you've just kind of said you played Pokemon.
Oh,
but
right. So this is difficult for me because I was playing games before this game got me into games. If this makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you guys a little story because I know that the viewers would love a little waffle by myself. But this is a shout out to my stepdad actually, who I just call Dad, and he is to me my dad.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, when I was little. I can't remember if I knew that my mum and my dad were dating at the time. I don't know. But what I do know is one day he took me down to Cash Converters, sold a load of his stuff, bought me a PS1, and I think it was Cool Borders 1 and 2. And at the time, that was the coolest thing that's ever happened in my life. Because this is a little bit sad, but he was kind of living in our house, but he wasn't like staying with my mum in the bedroom. He had his own room. It was like he was a lodger, but they didn't tell me at first they were going out.
Yeah.
So I used to sit outside his room watching him play PlayStation because I didn't want to be intrusive. I didn't want to annoy him, so I'd just sit outside and watch him play PlayStation. So obviously one day he got me my own PlayStation, but Cool Borders would be probably my first original game that I loved. But the first original game that got me...
So wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait, I'm going to have to interrupt. So firstly, we need to discuss Cool Borders. Cool Borders is like it's a snowboarding game, right? And it's like SSX before SSX.
It's like SSX before like... Well, yeah, SSX. It's basically just SSX, but without the tricky, I guess.
Yeah, amazing. That's a blast from the past.
But yeah, Cool Borders was so fun.
Wow.
But my game that got me into gaming, which I think a lot of the people watching the podcast will love, was Resident Evil 2. Now, I was 4. Yeah, I was 4 at this time, right? And for my birthday, my dad gave me one of his discs. He gave me the Leon disc out of his Resi 2. That back when they had multiple disc games. What a time. Yeah. And I loved it. Resident Evil is what got me into gaming. That is my official statement. Resident Evil 2, Leon, I loved it. Loved the thrill. Back in the days, the graphics were top notch. The pixels running around the screen, the zombies, it was freaky, but proper horror style. And then you see it now and people are like, why are these blocks following us?
It is crazy to think Resident Evil 2 was on the PS1 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was still on the PS1.
Yeah,
it's incredible to think that. Obviously, like, you think Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill and you think, God, they're really good looking games.
Yeah, I don't know whether we'll have a segment about it, but I'd like to speak about it at some point. But obviously, Resident Evil Village has just come out.
Have you seen the video on the YouTube? If not, say yes.
What video on YouTube?
Oh, we uploaded a video of me playing Resident Evil Village.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to check that out. I mean, I've played it 3-4 times.
Okay, I can't do horror. But I got it because I love Resident Evil as a franchise, similar to yourself. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot how much they tried to fix the game after how bad Resident Evil 6 was.
They made an adult Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
literally.
And exactly.
What Resident Evil 4 could have been if PS2 didn't have restrictions and GameCube didn't have restrictions, I feel like.
Yeah, and I think that, I think Capcom in general have been trying to learn their way a little bit. So I bought Resident Evil Village knowing full well that I wasn't going to play it. And then I played the first half an hour, had a horrific time for me.
Really?
That luckily made for some quite entertaining viewing, I think.
Only half an hour?
And then, no, I got further in the end, but for the video, it's only like the first half an hour, because I wasn't doing a playthrough. I didn't want any spoilers or anything in it.
Oh.
It wasn't a Let's Play.
You was doing one of them. I was about to say I'd put £100 up front. I thought we should play the whole game.
I'm doing it now off camera and playing it. I'm slowly but surely
Can I get you to play the second Lord? Angie on video for the channel.
Maybe, yeah.
Have you got that far yet?
We could. On my off time, I think I'm literally like. I think I'm close to it.
So
I'm trying to stay
out.
off Twitter. Yeah. Well, if I get to it, I'll instantly hit record and I'll get it saved. If it never goes up, I can send it you.
Fair enough.
But,
behind the scenes.
I'm loving it. I am loving it. I thought it was really well done. I thought it's just a fun game, and it's Resident Evil at its core, like in terms of it's just a bit of fun. It's a bit nonsensical.
And their marketing was absolutely insane. The fact that they marketed the first part, like the first couple of hours in the game, as the whole game, and now people are like, "Oh my god, there's more to what we expected." Perfect.
There's I really like that Resident Evil doesn't mind how ridiculous the healing, like I can't remember what it's called, the bottle of liquid you have, and how overpowered it is, like how he can just reattach basically body parts with it.
Well, this is why you can tell you haven't played the game yet. So there's spoilers. There's reasons why said chemical can apparently reattach body parts. But there is a backstory to the fact that the herbs are meant to have like superhuman healing, and they are like bioweapons in themselves. Like they're not normal herbs. They've been biomedically engineered to do what they do. But yeah, no spoilers for the game because we don't do spoilers. But there's a reason why the chemicals are doing the job as well as they do. It makes me cringe the amount of times that he hurts himself and just carries on trying to injure himself. Like I think in the first half an hour he gets like half his hand bitten off, and then he smashes it against the wall. I'm like, oh, the pain! My mind don't do that. My mind doesn't work that out right.
No. He as a main character, he's so funny because at times he's so uninteresting, and then other times it's like his boring facade is like the funniest thing of all time.
His one-liners are so
does not care.
Bad but good at the same time. That's the thing.
Yeah, he's just like he's the opposite of every he's the opposite of every
Resi protagonist.
Like horror protagonist. Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a bit of a, not a stigma, but I've seen a lot of response from Resident Evil. Some people saying, "Oh, it's not that scary," but I didn't Capcom basically say beforehand that they knew it wasn't going to be as scary as 7. Either way, I don't really think that detracts from the game experience itself. Personally,
I think it is the right amount of scary in the places that it needs to be. The whole survival horror aspect does not need to be like Outlast. It doesn't need to be back-to-back horror. No. I can't see why horror survival can be human. It can be realistic to the point of, things are scary to a point or to a fault. Resi 7, it personally to me, which I don't know why other people feel, personally in my opinion, I don't see why other people put it so highly on the horror scale, is I didn't find Biohazard that scary. The only part that I found scary about the whole thing was when the grandma was in the hallway, and I'm like, she's going to jump out at me if I walk past. She's going to jump out at me if I walk past. So half an hour I spent trying to screw it, I'm going to do it. And I walked past and she didn't jump out at me, which really upset me.
There's definitely parts of Village is tense. I think it does that great. Even when it's not scary, it's still tense. So there's points where I'm playing and I'll go to open a door and big lady will be there waiting for me, and every single time that makes me jump.
Lady D, yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
And the thing is, like, the good thing about, Terror, as a game where they have someone that follows, she's not got great mechanics, but I do like the point that they do have like triggers. So say if you pick up a certain item, she will be outside of that room from then on, or if you've got a door that you need to go to, she will be around that area of that door that you need to go through. So I like that they put that in there. But as her just walking around, it's not the best. There's been times where I've been like in the save room, which everyone knows in a Resi game is a safe room. But you just hear her banging around outside as she's walking about outside the door. And sometimes, especially if you're playing like the top difficulty, 1/ you're dead, it can be quite nerve-wracking knowing that she is literally 2 centimeters away from your face when you open a door.
There are a couple of annoying bits like that. I remember I got in the elevator to quickly get out of her way, and not only did she slash me through the wall, but then when I was going up, I saw her like her AI, the pathing was clearly glitched out, so she was just spinning around in a circle, not knowing where to go. And I wish I caught it, to be honest, because I didn't know what she was playing at.
She was trying to scare you.
Yeah, well, it worked. I was like, oh my god, she's going to start flying. It intrigued me enough to keep playing despite the scaredy cat that I am. Now, the games that I played, like, religiously growing up were a lot of, obscure Sega games, because I have 2 older brothers, so luckily I was able to play...
Sorry, I had
Sonic.
to do it.
It just reminds me of Sonic.
Yeah.
Just reminds me of Sonic.
To do it.
Yeah, because I had 2 older brothers, I had the luxury of playing, an older generation prior to me. I love Sonic. I love Sonic the Hedgehog, like, 1. Even though I play it now and I think, God, I really don't like Sonic games. I played a lot of old racing games, like the Sega ones. But the game that I think I played the most of my life was Dynasty Warriors, like 3.
Oh my god, Dynasty Warriors games. Oh my god, Dynasty Warriors games are so good, but anything after 5 was horrendous.
8 was pretty good.
Wait.
8 was pretty good.
Was 8 still on PS3, or was it PS4 at that point?
It was both. It was PS3, and then they did PS4 for the Extreme Legends Complete Edition.
Okay, then I'll say 8. Basically, when it got to PS4... they started, everyone could attach anyone's weapons, the stories were so watered down. I like the old nitty-gritty Dynasty Warriors where it was like, if you came up against Lu Bu, you was afraid, okay? But now if you come up against Lu Bu, you're not afraid. I don't understand that. They brought him into battles to kill. He was someone who... Because obviously they try to be as true to history without making it boring, right? So he was meant to have been someone that was able to kill whole armies.
Well, Alpha, I did my dissertation on the 3 Kingdoms.
Did you?
Yeah, because I did Ancient Civilizations at university. That. Yeah, so I did my dissertation on the 3 Kingdoms through 21st century video games. And I actually had to read the whole of Sangwo Yanyi and talk about how realistic it is in the game's depiction, history, and the classic. It was interesting.
That is,
but obviously we won't get into it now. But we'll discuss this off the podcast. I love that,
by the way. That is big from you, because I think with Dynasty Warriors, it's like 1 troop is like actually like 100 troops, like actually in, like. So, like, if you kill 1, it would have been the equivalent of like 100 troops in real life.
Yeah,
like that's how big the battles were.
Yeah, and as your character, so say you were Lu Bu, you would be Lu Bu's, say, unit of a couple hundred. You wouldn't just be Lu Bu.
Yeah, and obviously it would like that's another thing that obviously is. They try to depict as best as they can, but obviously you are right. When they say Lu Bu, it was Lu Bu's like mini army under Long Zhao at the time. Oh,
we'll have to talk about this off recording because I could go all day about this.
Okay, yeah, no.
I grew up on the Dynasty Warriors 3. It's actually my microphone stand right now, Dynasty Warriors 3, because I have to prop my microphone like on top of something just so it's the right height for me.
Right.
My boom arm doesn't fit around my desk. So yeah, literally Dynasty Warriors were the games that really got me like, okay, I have to get an Xbox.
Yeah.
I had to get a PS2. And I had to get the newest things. It's like, oh, Dynasty Warriors is out, oh my god. And I didn't care how bad they were.
Yeah.
That was the franchise that I couldn't care less how bad those games get. I'll admit it, and I'll still buy them.
Who was your favourite character?
Oh, right, okay, this is such a niche conversation. I know like 2 other people in the whole of Adamo who play the Warriors games.
but we're too cool for that. Yeah. I need to know from my heart, and then we can move on. Who was your favourite character? Okay,
if we're going probably Dynasty Warriors like 5 Ganning, because his weapon was just the best.
I'm trying to remember what he had in 5.
He used to have like so in 3, 4, and 5 he had this big like pirate sword,
yes,
and his special move was just he'd run straight in a line. That was just it. That was the best thing. Yeah.
I actually have like a cheat on this. I've got 3 favourites throughout the franchise.
You asked me the question and you're breaking your rules already.
One is because he's just too cool to not mention when talking about it, and that's Zahudun. The fact that he can just put his eye out and carry on fighting is just mental. And then the other 2 was Zhuge Liang and Simi Yi, because I loved the fact that they were tacticians and they could be the difference between a battle being won and lost. That was why I loved them. And plus the fans.
Have you seen the Red Cliff movie?
No.
You should watch that. It's the Battle of Chibi, and it's just a film. It's a really good film. It's done by John Woo. It's about 2.5 hours long if you watch the abridged version for over here. It's 4 hours if you watch the full version. It's a great film. Like, it's a fully production.
Yeah.
It's brilliant, and that has Zhuge Liang, Zhao Yun, Liu Bei, everyone in it. It's the Battle of Chibi.
Oh, okay. I'll have to get that from you after.
Yeah, definitely. But it's funny you say Xiaohodun, because we have that one of the other people that I was saying, that's his favourite character as well.
He is just a manimal. If there is a manimal, he is that guy.
Yeah. That's so impressive. I never, like, a lot of the Wei generals kind of people just think are a bit blur. But yeah, it's weird that two people have said now he's a favourite. Maybe I need to replay Shah.
I think you do.
Because I've never been a fan of him
because he is a very prolific fighter as well. Like, his training was very intense. Yeah. So yeah, maybe you should look more into it, Mr. Three Kingdoms.
Well, I don't like it. To be honest, I don't like, the only person I like in Wei really is Cao Cao. The rest I'm not really fussed about.
Anyone that calls him Cao Cao can get out the room.
Yeah, man. It's such a. I'm so excited for the Dynasty Warriors movie. Actually, just came out in China like 2 weeks ago. Like just an actual is it Shin Sengoku Muso movie? Like, and it's just they have Muso attacks and stuff. It looked terrible.
Oh, class! Love that. I'll need to check that out.
Okay, now the big one that I always get slated for. This is a question: is if you had an unpopular gaming opinion and only one, what do you reckon your most unpopular one would be?
Unpopular gaming opinion? My most unpopular opinion probably would be if Call of Duty bring out another game that isn't a remaster of Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops 1 or 2, they need to be shot and never make another game ever. Or that they need to make a zombies-only game and have every zombies map that they've ever released in it, and maybe have a way of linking it up through the story or the Easter eggs or levels or something, so once you get to a certain level you can unlock the next zombies. But I really don't want them to bring out new stuff. Anytime they bring out new stuff, they bring out things like Infinite Warfare and Advanced Warfare, and no one wants that.
Yeah.
So stop making new, bring back Modern Warfare 2 Remastered Online. I know they did the campaign, you've got all the mechanics. Where's our maps?
Exactly, yeah.
No, I don't know what my worst gaming take is, to be honest with you. It's one of those things that I'm afraid of even going near.
It's alright.
But yeah, I just want COD to stop making new stuff.
So my one that comes up in every podcast episode is the fact that I don't rate Skyrim that much.
Skyrim's horrible.
Thank you. Okay, you're on my team then.
No offense to Skyrim fans, but how come I can play Fallout 3 6,000 times without getting bored, but yet I've played Skyrim for 3 hours and yet I feel like I've completed the game 6 times over and now don't want to pick it up again?
Hot damn. I finally found someone who is like, yeah, they don't rate Skyrim and they don't want to play it and they don't want to touch it again.
I've got it on like every console and I've probably played about 6 hours of it, which is horrendous for a Skyrim game.
No, you're speaking my language. You're speaking. So
that is my terrible gaming tip. Then.
Yes. Somebody agrees with me.
Oh.
I'm so happy with that.
I'm thinking about doing memes now. You know, like whenever I'm playing games or whatever, or if I mess something up in a game, I'm just going to black screen and then just have the Skyrim intro.
Oh, that's a brilliant. That is so good. I'm sick of seeing that intro because anytime I play Skyrim, I have to restart because I'm like, oh, how far in did I get? Oh, I just might as well restart, and then I always regret it. I always regret it.
And then you get out of the cave, and then you're like, do you know what? I'm done now, thanks.
Yeah, and then I'll come back 2 months later, I'm like, let's give Skyrim a go, and then I do the exact same thing again.
Yeah.
I can't do this. It comes up every podcast episode how much I don't like Skyrim.
That is literally me. I love that. Well, we can be alone together, it's fine. We're allowed.
Yeah. Okay, so considering we have the same bad take, I'm curious, what's your favourite Pokemon game?
Favourite Pokemon game? Oh.
Yeah, and before we go into it, I'd like to take a minute just to say thank you to our sponsors, and let's find out who our sponsors are for this week's episode of the podcast.
Before the AGT podcast continues, we would like to take a quick second to acknowledge and appreciate the sponsors for this podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Apparel 5. AP5 are at the cutting edge of teamwear and apparel design, helping many teams look great. Check them out at www.apparel5.com. Also, a huge thank you to the Strive Group. Strive offer a range of training programs, audits, assessments, and consultation services to ensure your organisation is seen as an employer of choice within your sector. Check them out at www.strive2work.uk.
Thanks for that. And now, we're going to find out what Alpha's favourite Pokemon game is, and I hope it's the same as mine, because I've never heard anyone say the same as me.
Okay. you're gonna hate this again. I'm gonna have to go for the double whammy. I can't pick just one. And to be honest with you, I'm probably gonna go by gens as well because that's even worse.
Yeah, that definitely is worse.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, for the sake of the issue is right because people, if you're not a Pokemon fan, you don't understand the idiosyncrasies of where I'm going to go with this conversation. But
we literally just spoke about Dynasty Warriors. Let's not talk about people who won't understand gaming franchises.
Yeah, no, it's just like I love Ruby and Sapphire, right? And I love Emerald. But the difference is Emerald misses out stuff that are in Ruby and Sapphire, and Ruby and Sapphire misses out stuff that's in Emerald. So,
yeah,
like, I'd probably say I like the whole gen because technically I do like the Emerald probably most out of the two, but I know there is quite a bit of stuff they missed out of Emerald for some unknown reason. Yeah. But it's either that or Gen 4. What was it, like Diamond and Pearl?
Oh, you just missed out on gen.
What?
So I
Are you gonna say Black White?
Agree. No. I love Diamond and Pearl. I love Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. But my favorite, if I could only have one Pokemon game, I think it would be Soul Silver. Like very specifically Soul Silver. Yeah, I just remember it coming out, and it was obviously after Diamond and Pearl.
on the front.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, Lugia is enough of a reason to love a game anyway, right?
Lugia. I really like Lugia, and I like Suicune, and Suicune's in, Soul Silver.
Oh yeah, because it's second gen, so you've got all of the elemental dogs, haven't you?
Yeah. I don't know. I just think
Suicune's shiny is beautiful.
I remember it coming out on DS and thinking, like, I'd played obviously Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and then Diamond and Pearl and Platinum, and for some reason I just really fell in love with Soul Silver, even though it's not even that good. Like in terms of the stupid level gap between the Elite Four and the final gym. Like the final two gyms, I think have just a stupid like level gap between where you were at and where you should be. The grind is horrible.
It will, because I mean at the time, like we need to remember that Pokemon was well ahead of its time in terms of the games that it was. So people are like, oh yeah, Pokemon games now, they're all the same. But you've got to remember, like, Pokemon done stuff before other companies did. They had like a full battle RPG system with reasonable leveling and skills and all kinds of things that weren't even heard of on a Game Boy game at that time. So it's like, although if you play it now, it might feel a bit lackluster and it feels like there's bits you could change. At the time,
that's it. They made the generic. They made what is now considered generic. They made it. Yeah,
exactly.
They made it generic. Yeah, I agree.
So I agree. The only thing is, I don't like the starters from second gen.
Who? Totodile, Cyndaquil, and
the other one.
Yeah, Chikorita.
Okay, I like Chikorita because it was cute, but
I never picked Chikorita.
No one picks Chikorita.
Whereas I kind of like Cyndaquil and I like Totodile. I think they're all adorable. Like especially in the anime, Totodile's adorable.
Yeah, until he evolves.
Yeah, and becomes an absolute maniac.
Turns into an absolute beast.
Becomes like a punk rocker. He's amazing. No,
because I don't know if you've noticed in my Discords, I have a Pokesona, which is a pink Combuskin.
Oh, yes.
Because, once upon a time, I was actually really big in the Pokemon scene. Because I don't know if you ever knew about it, but Pokefarm, I used to have every shiny legendary on Pokefarm, and each shiny legendary was worth like £40 each.
Oh my god!
So I had like an account that was worth over £1,000 at one point, and I was known as Pinky, and my Pokesona was a pink Combuskin. I'm really putting myself in the firing line.
Definitely, and I like it.
I went from fluffy guy that dances to pink Combuskin guy, which is always good. But that's why my Discord's so confusing, because I've got like my old name, because I've got a lot of my old Pokemon friends, and I've got AlphaWolves as well.
Obviously, you like Pokemon.
Love Pokemon.
Did you ever take an interest in Digimon?
No. Nah.
Oh my goodness me!
I did. I was interested in the series. I watched the series, but Pokemon was enough for me.
I loved Digimon. Like, probably not more than Pokemon, but
you're going in different realms now. You're going in different realms. I thought we were on the same line.
I know. And now they're on the other side of the mirror, obviously. Like, I don't know, there was something about the fact that in Digimon, they could digivolve, you know, in more than one way, as opposed to Pokemon. I know if I replay that game, I know what I'm getting. Digimon, I could get anything. I think.
Yeah, but Pokemon copied that 20 years down the line.
Oh yeah.
Mega Evolutions and X and Y.
They caught up.
Eventually,
perfect. Yeah. Down the line, they caught up and say, you know what Digimon did?
I mean, Gardevoir can go into like the male and female version.
To be fair, Pokemon like that is one of my favourite. Gardevoir, I do like Gardevoir.
Gardevoir's beautiful.
Yeah. So what do you reckon? Oh, okay. So besides Village, I'm asking all these questions. I've got so many things to ask you, because prior to this podcast, I decided that I didn't. This is where I wanted to meet. This is where I wanted to get to know you properly. I started seeing your socials. I knew you were coming on board as a brand ambassador.
Yeah, and then you're going to realise, he's good. He can be on more podcasts in the future.
Yeah, well, exactly. I hope so. That's the plan. But I thought, okay, let's keep this as, you know, as organic as possible by having it. So we've never met, and this is a real getting to know you session for not just me, for everyone, you know, listening.
Yeah, and then we bonded over the hate of Skyrim.
Yeah, so now I'm just spamming questions at you to make sure we're on the same page and that you can come on this podcast again. Yeah. Okay, so besides obviously Village, what games have you been playing the most of recently, or what game has got you excited?
Oh, this is so difficult, because the games that I'm playing at the moment are not the games that I want to play. The games that I'm playing at the moment are the games that get me followers and viewers on Twitch.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, Call of Duty. I mean, I enjoy Don't get me wrong, I enjoy Cold War, but I enjoy it for one reason only. Is I am what I consider a challenge mon. I like gold guns. I like to get challenges. I like to collect. I like to do stuff. It needs to have a challenge to it. If it was just me playing Cold War, it wouldn't play it. The only time I'm interested in not doing challenges is if I'm playing competitively, because then I get on sweat mode. But it's difficult when I've got normally two different streams open at the same time and I'm responding to two different chats. So I call myself a mediocre player. But a mediocre player was actually responding to chat, because not that I'm calling out other streamers, a lot of people don't respond to their chat, which is horrific.
yeah, I get you. No, I haven't got into a Call of Duty game. Like, I've played a lot of Cold War, I played a lot of Warzone. But the last Call of Duty game I felt, I'm back in love with Call of Duty, I think was the Modern Warfare remaster. Yeah.
No, and do you know what? They played it perfectly until they put like loot crates and and
the new guns in it.
Yeah,
agreed. You didn't need the new guns because the M16 was already in that game.
Yep.
So you didn't need anything else.
Well, to be honest with you, I don't think they needed any. I think what they did then is they set a false pretense for the rest of the COD games. Yeah. Because in my personal, when I found out the Modern Warfare remaster was coming out, I'm getting the old gritty gold guns, the ones that don't even look like gold guns. Like, I want them again. And then they brought out new guns. I'm like, what are you doing?
No. And they had the Black Ops 2 almost style camos and stuff. It was like, no, I want the 5 camos that are in the game. I want digital, red tiger, blue tiger, and gold. That's all I want.
I want to go back to the days when, Modern Warfare 2, when the best camo was full camo and it was horrendous, but people still went for it anyway because it was the most headshots you could get.
The full camo on the ACR is a gun that will stick in my mind forever.
Yeah.
It just looked like a fat leaf. It was the worst looking thing of it. Like,
or you could get sniped across the map by dual model 1887s that are shotguns, but are literally sniper rifles.
They were the bad days. I hope, if they were to remaster the game, I hope they keep all those old
the old rubbish. We want to keep that all in. That's what made COD good at the time, the clunkiness.
That was my favourite thing about the COD 4 remaster, I think, that they kept Juggernaut in it and they kept the M16 in it, and they were just like, we don't care, this stuff was overpowered, let's just keep it overpowered.
I feel bad for, was it Alex the other day who I was playing with during the
on the charity
stream, and he was like, I'm not really a Cold War fan because it's very clunky, and I'm like, yeah, but the reason I like all the old CODs is because they were clunky and they weren't.
Yeah, to be honest, I've not really found an issue with Cold War's movement. Like, I get it's different.
If you play Modern Warfare, not Modern War, if you play Modern Warfare after you play Cold War, you'll notice a huge difference. I
noticed the difference in terms of, obviously it does feel and control different, but I don't know if it probably is probably best described as clunk. But when I hear clunk, I always imagine a Rockstar game. Whenever I think of movement and clunk, I think of any Rockstar game.
GTA San Andreas just comes up to your mind.
I wish it was that long ago. I'm thinking Red Dead. Like, that game feels like it's got button input lag out of it, it's just, I love the Red Dead 2. It's like one of my favourite games ever now. But, when I first had to get the hang of it, it just felt so delayed on my controller.
Oh, see, this is awkward territory for me.
Go for it.
Right. I played all of 2 hours of Red Dead 2.
Red Dead. So you didn't get out of the snow?
I didn't get out at the beginning. I'm not going to lie. I mean, excuse me for saying it. I don't know if it's going to get edited out or not, but someone told me before the game came out that there was physics, such as if it was cold, the horses... You
Balls
know what? Yeah, the horses' balls would travel up.
Yeah.
So the first thing I obviously checked when we got a horse was whether it did. Because
move that camera.
You're interested, but honestly, it was a Friday night. I'd just come home from. Well, I didn't come home from work. I went to my mates after work. My two friends, they had a flat together, and I went to theirs. And I normally slept on their sofa, and we just had a couple of drinks and played all night. And 2 hours in, I was like, "No, this is dire."
You need to. Definitely. So, this is a game that always comes up. If you listen to the older podcast episodes, if you're ever bored or doing nothing, please do, because we speak about Red Dead 2 and we speak about this introduction with how long it is.
It's too long.
But we always come to the consensus that
it's worth getting out.
I've replayed Red Dead 2 now 3 times, and I've had to do that beginning bit because I know how good it gets.
Did you not just keep a save file after you go?
I could have done. But after I'd already done it, I was like, no, I'll enjoy the snow for what it is, because I won't come back to this area in the game. Did it, and then I replayed the story. I loved it. I love it so much. I think it's definitely worth it. And but yeah, the snow, when I first played it, I was like, oh, this better start picking up, because my God, I'm about to put this down and never. It was going to be Skyrim, I think.
That's what it had Skyrim vibes for me. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like. It's too slow. Everybody's talking. I don't know what they're talking about. Just get me out of here. But it picked up pretty quick, and it was. I was gonna say it was fun. It probably wasn't. It was a journey. It was a journey. No, because that is Clunk at its finest, though. A game like Red Dead. So when I play, say, Cold War, I always try and not use the word clunk.
Right.
Because I know what my standard of clunk is.
I feel like
and
Red
like
Dead
you said, I enjoy the older COD.
Feels slow anyway. Like, even if
it does.
I feel like even when he's running, he's still not running.
Yeah,
it's like swiftly jogging. yeah,
he's like power walking away from bullets. He don't care.
Yeah.
And obviously it's intentional to be like get you the sense of everything's a bit heavier than saying Cold War when you're vaulting over stuff like it's not there. They're just different styles of games with different intentions. But I played. So what's your favorite gun in Cold War? I need to know, because obviously you play it more than me. I did see you on the charity stream and I saw your gun.
Yeah, I was doing shocking on the charity stream. I was doing horrendous. So I was too busy trying to get stuff sorted. I was too busy trying to get people to donate and to play.
That's alright. That's a good excuse. It's an honourable excuse.
Yeah, it will work.
Yeah.
Do you know what the worst part is? I don't have a favourite gun, because I've not. I started the game off by doing zombies camos. I've got gold on the rocket launchers, the knife, the thumper, the ARs, the pistols, the shotguns. So I've got like gold on all of the weapons near enough, but in the zombies mode. So I've only recently started playing multiplayer, and I've only used the ARs. So I'll probably say at this time my favourite probably is either the Krieg or the AK. But
I can see you on the Krieg. I like the Krieg.
The Krieg's just
Stick
it's a laser. It's just a laser.
Yeah.
But I probably will say I've not had the pleasure of using it yet. But this new gun that come out, like the new 3-shot burst one.
Is it the? Oh, not the Farah then.
No.
No, the Farah's quite good though.
No, I don't know what it's like, the Carve or something.
I don't know. I've not.
It literally is. It's a laser beam. 3 shots, dead. No matter what. It's another.
It's the M16.
It's the M16, but with no recoil and quick off.
Amazing. Okay, so it's the COD 4 M16.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yes, that's what I want, because I can't. I don't know what it is. I've never been able to get out of. I have to use SMGs. It's the MP5 or the AK-74 for me. I don't touch anything else.
Have you tried that LC-10?
I've literally not touched the game in a long time.
I was going to say the
I think I picked it up.
LC10 is, I think it's the COD equivalent of a railgun, and it is just a submachine gun that is like a 2-shot kill on core. So,
yeah, see, stuff like that's just exciting to me because I'm like, yeah, I'm bad at the game, so I need that.
yeah, that excites me because I feel like I could use that.
It'll make me look good. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So, okay, if we're going over stuff, we're like, what is your opinion on? It's past Star Wars week, but I'm going to ask you anyway on Star Wars and Star Wars games.
I am a huge Star Wars nerd.
We're gonna get on. So
I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, may the 4th be with you too. So we're a week off, boys. Perfect. What's your favourite Star Wars game?
Star Wars Battlefront 2 on the PS2.
The classic one, okay.
I don't feel like you're allowed to give any other answer, to be honest with you.
Well, I've got another answer.
Oh, here we go.
Well, mine's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
Okay, no, I allow it. We move.
Okay.
We
move. Okay, so
if anyone comes to me and says the new Star Wars Battlefronts are the best Star Wars games that they've ever played, then they need to get out of the room.
No.
It's Battlefield with a Star Wars skin. That's what it is.
Yeah. And the thing is, the newest one, the Battlefront 2, like the EA one. If the game had come out in the state it's in now, I'd actually say it's a valid and pretty good Star Wars game. Wouldn't say it's the best, but I'd say it's a valid game, and I'm glad I bought it.
Yeah.
The fact it took so long to get to this state is just the annoying part of it, because it's in a good way now. I come back to it every now and again. I think, oh, this is fun, and I play it for a couple of days, and then I think, why could it not have been like this on day one when I played it and I actually wanted to play a Star Wars Battlefront game that was new?
Yeah, I feel like
I'm not interested in now.
I feel like what it is now is very fan servicey. I feel like they've filled in the gaps, and the fact that, can we just have a moment of applause for the Star Wars community and telling EA to shove themselves and actually make a decent game? Like, it takes a Star Wars community to tell EA no. Like, literally. So, round of applause to all us Star Wars fans, nerds, whatever you call it, out there. Proud of you guys, because we got heard. Like, because when it came out, that game was shoddy.
It was shoddy, and the first one was shoddy, and the first one got even more backlash, and I remember that. And then the second one did, and they were like, how can you not have instant action? And they were like, oh yeah. And then they added it, which meant they could have added it from the get-go, and they just were lazy.
They could, yeah. I feel like the problem is with a lot of games these days is that the companies feel like they're being forced to put them out early, or they're being forced to market the game incorrectly to get sales. Like, not that I want to bring the podcast this way, but I mean, we all know about No Man's Sky, we all know about Cyberpunk, right? So we all know about games that have promised the world. And
well, you say not to bring the podcast this way. I always have to bring it up because obviously you need to listen to these, because you'll laugh at some of the stuff we've spoken about here. You'll be like, oh my god, yeah, I'm on the same page of all these guys that come on the podcast. Yeah. We always say we don't want to bring talking about gaming in a negative way, but unfortunately that's because kind of how it's been the past 2-3 years. Like, the majority of the time, not all the time. There's obviously been some standout games, but yeah, so we're not going to go down it now because we'll probably have that conversation again. But No Man's Sky was one I didn't bother getting when it came out. And then I got it after the big update, and I don't regret playing it. I play it quite a bit now. It's still buggy as all hell. Like, it's still buggy as anything, but it's at least fun.
Well, I had the privilege of working in game at the time that it came out.
Okay.
We had stacks from our desk, to the roof, like all across the back shelves of people saying, we want this back, we're trading it in, we're trading it in, we're trading it in, we're trading it in. And the thing is, at the time, at first, the game had no reason to do refunds because, as far as they're concerned, it's nothing to do with them. They just bought the games and sold them on. Yeah, but then it got to a point where the developers of No Man's Sky actually agreed that they would reimburse any companies that bought games off them.
Yeah.
So eventually it got to a point where people were able to get refunds for it. But at first, people were trading it in. Because they promised online on day one. People were going to planets to the same planet as each other, and nothing.
No, nothing. It was.
People were planning to meet up on a game.
What an absolute mess.
or the fact they were like,
also...
it has like hundreds of individual languages on the planets, and I'm like, but there isn't even what.
No, but at least I know, and it is the negative story of this is what games are like. But then it's also obviously the positive spin of at least, and I actually think No Man's Sky is a big example of developers showing that they can do a U-turn at least. I don't think Battlefront would have done their U-turn.
No.
And I don't think, trying to think of the other one, I don't think Fallout 76 would have done if No Man's Sky hadn't set that precedent that, you know what, we can add stuff to our games just because it's out, we can still do it.
Oh, with 76, really... they would have happily just turned around and said, you guys have got to stuff it.
Yes. Oh,
Bethesda are too big now.
It's too funny. The Fallout 76 stuff is actually like, I just found it funny if they just went, so what? And like, they just gave them that game and people were like, what the hell are we meant to do with this mess? And Bethesda just went, lol.
Yeah,
they just left it at that.
Literally their response was just, enjoy.
Yeah, they're like, sucker.
I don't know. They went around Fallout 76 the whole way wrong. First of all, Fallout games are known for their story base, so to take away NPCs completely, that's just... Obviously, they put them in now, but it just seems so pointless. And not only that, when they said it's going to be online... I thought they were going to do like a Borderlands type system where it'd be shared loot within a party and you can go online. Not like
an MMO
where you get out of the thing, you do your first 24 hours of not collecting anything and then getting absolutely slapped by the people that have glitched the game to get everything that you need.
They were so unattached from their community, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like it's crazy for a company that have such an avid community and such an outspoken one, especially with mods and stuff. Like they constantly, when they tried to charge people for the modding community, it's like, what are you doing, Bethesda? You're like the people's champion, and like everyone, you go and mess it up because you're just greedy.
Yeah.
And wrong. You just don't get it. Like they should just have like surely these companies must have like at least fan representatives from groups that say, oh, this is how this went down in the past week or your last press conference, and they should go, oh, okay, and then they still release their games.
Yeah, I agree. I one of my biggest confusions in the entire time I've survived or lived is the fact that there is YouTubers with millions and millions and millions of subs that are dedicated to maybe one or two games sometimes, and the fact that these companies still won't approach them to play the game early and discuss the game and do actual testing is beyond me. Like, I'm a big NBA fan, as I mentioned to you before we even started this, and NBA has such a big community because it's basketball. You know, NBA is massive in America. So the NBA 2K at the moment is unrivaled because EA couldn't bring out a game that came anywhere close to it. But because of that, 2K stopped caring. So they stopped bringing out new stuff. They stopped innovating because they didn't have a game to fight them. But there's literally communities with some people have like 5 million subscribers, 2, 3, hundreds of thousands of subscribers that could really help push a game in the right direction, even if it's just a consultancy thing.
Yeah.
And yet they don't do it. I don't see why. And they'll probably do it for free as well because it's their community. It's because it's their money, isn't it? It's their lifestyle. It's what they do for a living. They would be willing to probably do it for free.
It's gotta be ignorance or pride from the developers of going, no, we know what's best, or no, we don't want to hear your complaints. Because, like you said, it's the only thing that makes sense in terms of they would do it for free. It's literally just feedback. Yeah. It don't make any sense. Because I know, like you say, the NBA and 2K in general actually were getting a really good. They went a good few years, like 2015, 2018, of being the company that could eventually rival EA and take over all the sports games, and then they took over obviously they do the golf, right?
They do now.
And they do. And they bought
out PGA.
They took over. And they bought WWE at the time, and people thought, oh my god, wrestling games are finally going to be good. They're not.
Oh, bring me back to SmackDown 2. Here comes the pain. Any day.
We can talk about
proper wrestling games. Back when you could create a character, you could play.
Was on the cover.
Oh yeah, and like these games, this is what annoys me. People are like, 2K have done so much with WWE. It's so extensive, and I'm like, Did anyone play SmackDown 2 or Here Comes the Pain or any of that lot? Because I could play probably, maybe, this isn't even an exaggeration, 200 hours of story gameplay, and they would still have new stories that would come up.
Yeah, I remember WWE must have been Raw 2 or something, and you had the career mode, and then you had your relationships with the other wrestlers and the backstage mode,
and you could go out and fight people in the streets, in bars, in the coffee, like the cafe outside, and in the train station and everything.
And you could set the stupid stage traps or whatever to fall down from the roof on your rivals and stuff.
Or like there'd be a cutscene where someone's like took a steel chair to the back of your head, but you don't know who it is. You got to find out who done it, and it's class. And now you've just got, you've got to face 4 people to get a title shot. Yeah. Oh, you've won the title. Now face another 4 people to get another title shot.
and they are the most broken games ever.
Yeah,
and it's because, like you said, because there's no one else got the license, they don't have to worry because they're not being rivaled by anyone.
No.
They know people who are wrestling fans. Yeah, people who are wrestling fans are going to buy the wrestling games because there's no other WWE game.
And now 2K's so big that if any other game rivals them, they just buy them out.
Just buy them out, exactly. It's crazy. So, I'll be honest, Alpha, I think that actually might be our time up for this week's episode of the podcast, but because I actually think it's been a good one, it's been a great one for me. Yeah. I'm finally meeting someone who's played Dynasty Warriors. We should definitely get you on sometime soon in the future. We could talk about what you've been working on, and we should get some stuff out together as well, actually, some videos. So thank you for joining me this week on the AGT podcast. It's been a pleasure.
It's been amazing, actually. It's been a very refreshing time, actually, I'd say.
So guys, please leave a like and comment down below and ask us any questions. We'll make sure Alpha gets back to you if you do leave some. And we'll catch you next week on the AGT podcast. Bye.
Peace.